to stall. In reading on the Aspen website, that should be, it takes into account angle of bank, everything like that. So if you remember, stall is not solely dependent on speed, depending on what angle you're at, things like that. But there will be an angle of attack indicator halfway up on the attitude indicator on the left side. Now when you're in cruise flight, all you're going to see is going to say AOA auto. Means you're above, high enough above stall speed that it's not going to tell you anything. As you start getting lower, then you're going to see, I'll draw you a picture. I better do right here because those things usually work.
Now those are all new ones.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, all right. And I'm not an artist, so. Okay, so we've got the attitude indicator here. Right up in here, it will say AOA auto. When we've got cruise speed, basically. When we drop down below cruise speed, then there's going to be a bar with a green arrow, green section. A yellow section. We don't have a yellow color, so I'm not going to put it in there. And then a barber pole section which shows that you're at stall speed. And this AOA, angle of attack indicator, is dependent on whether you got no flaps or full flaps. Those are the only two settings we put in there. But you'll have a little triangle. Actually, you'll have two of them. And they will move as you slow down. Those two will move up that, so it'll show you're getting slower, getting closer to stall speed. The way I remember that one is the top one was without flaps and the bottom one is with flaps. And so you can see that as we slow down, this is going to move up, it's going to go into the yellow saying, yeah, you're getting a little close to stall. We get up here, with no flaps, you'd be stalled. With full flaps, yeah, you still got a little bit go. It's really nice to fly that. As you're coming in, just keep, let's say we got full flaps. I've turned base to final, I've got full flaps, and I can adjust my speed. I'm going to put that lower triangle right at the intersection of the green and the yellow tape. That will make sure I've always got good airspeed. I'm not getting close to stall. It looks really good. So that's angle of attack. If you're reading AOPA pilot or flying, that's really the hot new thing. Is putting that in. A lot of them are saying rather have that than an airspeed indicator because that really tells you how close to stall you're getting.
Gordon, did you hear the horn start to go off? When does the horn start to go off? And that's the barber pole.
I never did stall it. As part of the calibration, what they did was I had Justin with me with his computer, and he said, okay, fly it at exactly 111 knots with no flaps. I did that for a minute, and it said, okay, fly it at 90 knots with full flaps, and I did that. And fly it at 70 knots with full flap. That way the computer software calibrates. So we never did stall. We never got low enough to hear the stall warning. But I could see that we were getting close in there.
So how does it compensate for weight difference?
I can't tell you. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
There has to be a sensor outside.
In this one, there's no sensor. It's all done with accelerometers built into the unit and the software. But the YouTube videos I watched said this is very accurate, and it works regardless of the bank. Okay.
So if you're making a stabilized approach into backcountry airstrip at say 60 knots, where does that attitude indicator ride?
The attitude indicator or the angle of attack?
The angle of attack.
It's gonna ride, the full flat one, the bottom one is gonna be about right there.
Okay.
Just in the yellow, saying, yeah, you're getting slow, but it's still,
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's the caution range, which is, yeah, that's what we want.
So if you're trying to hold 60 knots exactly on approach, then the only variable really is your rate of descent.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the rate of descent, think about it, will actually change your angle of attack.
Right, right.
So, yeah, you're coming down pretty good, that's
Yeah.
gonna move down, it's
So
gonna
if
show
you-
better angle of attack.
If you're holding the 60 knots, but you're getting too close to stall speed, then you just add power and change your angle of attack.
Push the nose over, yeah, either one, yep, okay. So that's I think it's gonna be great. I know a lot of the articles are talking about the angle of attack is really good. I think military's starting to put that in all their aircraft now, is angle.
Well, I think every time I've flown with a military pilot, they always wonder why we don't have that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just don't have it. Yeah.
First one, we've got one here, okay? So that's that one. The second one, and I've used it just a little bit, but not very much, is we've got synthetic vision in here now.
Quick question, Gordon, for you. So does that give an alarm at all? So if you're getting from the yellow to red, is it audible alarm or is it just you have to look at
I
it?
think you have to look at it. I don't recall if it did an alarm.
You
We'll have to play.
still get the stall warning horn.
Yeah, you'll still get the old warning horn.
Yeah.
But I think that it's just the indication there.
Just one more question. to
Sure.
follow up on his. Some glass panels will have like different lights that will show up and you had different, like you said, like green, yellow, red or whatever. Where you're watching this little triangle that other panels will have like a blue light,
Yeah.
yellow light, red light that kind of flashes so you can kind of catch more without having to find the triangle.
Yeah, and I don't think this does. I think it's just those two triangles that move up and down on that green and yellow tape. Okay?
So you said when you're at cruise speed, you get this indication of AOA auto.
Yeah.
You get no bar.
No,
The bar doesn't appear until you start
till
getting
you
down.
get
into lower
down,
speeds.
yeah.
Where does that bar appear as opposed to the speed?
It's gonna be about right there, about.
Okay.
If you look on that attitude indicator, it's gonna be about right there. Okay? All right, let's talk about synthetic vision. I don't know if you guys have seen articles on synthetic vision, where you can go down and it'll show mountains, and it'll actually show the runway if you get close enough to it. So we got this synthetic vision on this device, and when I flew it, it's pretty cool. It shows a little flag for Nampa, and it shows another little flag for Caldwell. You can zoom in and out with the synthetic vision, really see what the ground looks like. Where does it show up? Well, we have three options that it will show up on. It will show up behind the top half. You'll still have the attitude indicator, but it will have the synthetic vision behind that. The second option, I'm not sure I got them in order, but we've got the three options. The second option then is, let's do it over the DG, or the head indicator. Let's put it on the second half, the bottom half. And then, of course, the third option is the whole thing. We can have synthetic vision, the whole screen, with the attitude indicator and the heading indicator superimposed over that.
And that's background, so that what you're seeing in the normal display is in the foreground.
Yes, yes. And then the synthetic vision is in the background.
And what we have on the GPS, that still is operating, right?
Yes, yep, the GNS 430 is still just like it was.
Okay, so you get below a certain terrain level and it gives you the red out.
Yeah, it's if you don't
Terrain.
the first thing I do.
Pain in the butt.
You can turn that off real easy.
Yes, I should.
I do, first thing I get it.
Yeah,
It's clear.
Turn it off.
Hit the menu, it'll say inhibit terrain, so yes,
Yeah.
I want it done.
Okay, that would make more
So
sense.
how do we set this? You were asking about the hotkeys, one of you about. So this one says the top hotkey on the right It says blank, not enabled in our aircraft. Well, in our aircraft, it is enabled. You can push that. No synthetic vision, SV, or SV1, the top half, SV2, the bottom half, SV3, the whole thing. Fourth one turns it off again. So you can turn it on, whichever way you want it, turn it back off again. Using that top key that this one says doesn't work. In ours it does. Again, haven't played with it much, but what I did see was it looked pretty cool.
If you don't disable the AOA, that's on there.
That's correct, yeah, you can't disable that.
So which version do you prefer, 1, 2, or 3?
I prefer the top half only. Yeah, I got distracted if I had a couple things. Okay.
Is there a button to push for the angle of attack, or is it just,
No.
okay, it just comes up?
It's all automatic.
Okay.
There's one more thing on here, and I don't remember how to set it. I'll tell you about it, and then we can read about it. So on the heading indicator, the normal one looks something like this, with all of the compass roses like there.